Wow. So the unlawful demolition in Cape Coast, today, like literally 20 minutes ago, I was driving and I was getting a lot of WhatsApp messages. And I'm just like, oh, they must like the new video I posted. Come to find out, it was about the unlawful demolition. And they're asking me my opinion. And I said, I'm just going to do a video to cover it all in one place because a lot happened. And so I'm going to tag the video so you can watch it yourself. This is just going to be a quick video just to give my opinion. Folks, as you know, those that have been watching my channel, I've been documenting my land purchasing process from the beginning, since September 2021. Most of you guys know this process has not been easy. It's been outright ridiculous and unnecessary. But I've learned a lot about Ghana. I came to Ghana very centralized about Ghana, like very excited, going back to Africa, going back to the homeland, going back to my people. A lot of us are, we want to get to Africa to get away from the whites, right? Not knowing that white supremacy is everywhere in the world and there is no getting away from it. And this is kind of an example of that. How I can only speak on Ghana, how Ghana is in West Africa, but when it comes to regulation and control, there's very little to none. So this example, this scenario, this situation, totally unfortunate, but I am not surprised. Sad to say. I've learned a lot going through this process, and I'm no longer overly emotional, excited. The initial excitement I had going to Ghana is no longer there, okay? It is no longer in this precious little heart of mine. But folks, I'm going to end this video on a positive high note, but I'm going to give my honest opinion. If you do not go to the Lands Commission search and confirm that the land that you're purchasing, the person selling you the land, their name must be in that database. Folks, the Lands Commission search was created to avoid certain situations. Now, even in this situation, I don't know if they went through the proper due diligence, but let's say they did go through the proper due diligence. The people's name was on the Lands Commission search. And what they're saying in the video, the land is leasehold land. And what they're saying in the video, they came and said your lease is up and are demolishing the house in Cape Coast. And so that even puts me in a position like, okay, we do the Lands Commission search. We verify that. We do a site plan. We do, everything that we're supposed to do. And we still have issues. So I said in the last 2 interviews I've done that buying land in Ghana is a gamble. Period. I wouldn't even say it's risky because risks can be calculated. Okay, this cannot be calculated. What happened cannot be calculated. And we already know there's horror stories on top of horror stories. This is not just with the diaspora. This is with the Ghanaians themselves going through. This is people from their own family doing them. I mean, now that I know more, it is a gamble. Even with my land, I'll update you guys probably in a couple of weeks or a month because I have some meetings that I need to take place to find out where I'm actually at regarding my land purchasing. But folks, this is a gamble. And at this point, I'm just going to go all the way to the end because I've come so far. So I just want to see how this story ends because it's crazy in these Ghana streets. Crazy. So do I advise purchasing land in Ghana? If Ghana is so deep in your heart and there's no way you can shake it, and I'm gonna get in trouble for this one, but if you eliminate the emotions and the feeling, and I think God is telling me, if you just put that on the side for a little bit and just look at the numbers, because if you're not looking to do business in Ghana and you just want to get away, that's a totally different situation. But if you're looking like I am from a business standpoint, it's a no. It's a no, right? But like I said, I'm going to go all the way to the end because I'm in too deep. But if you were to ask me my opinion, buying land in Ghana, it's a gamble. If you get to the other side, rewards on top of rewards on top of rewards. So what's my honest opinion as I close out? We need to, as diaspora, go back to these West African countries in large numbers. Did I know this? Yes, but I was naive. I can do this myself. You know, the Western mentality. The reason why the Chinese, Lebanese, people from India are getting things done, because they do things in large numbers. Large numbers. And I said, as I'm talking to myself, I'm like, we have to move in large numbers. Now, the community, don't quote, I might say this wrong, the Hebraic Israelite community, it's a big community with a lot of people, but they still went and purchased individually, if you understand what I'm saying. They didn't go as a unit, buy up land and build. You follow me? A community they all purchased individually and they just live in the same community. Got it? So if we go in large numbers and build cities and build communities, that will give us more protection. Why do I bring that up? As I was doing my research and I was thinking about, damn, we need protection, we need insurance. Folks, there's insurance out for stuff like this, folks. There's insurance. But you have to do things on a large scale. So I had a meeting, this was probably when I first got done with my architectural drawings. I met with the representative that ran the Western region of Africa when it comes to MIGA, MIGA. That stands for Multilateral Investment Government Agency. Unfortunately, this organization is through the World Bank. So if you're willing to deal with the World Bank, this is literally the only protection you have as an international investor. So I had the meeting with the representative. She told me, because of my project was a large enough scale, because they do micro coverage too. I think the minimum is $1.5 million. And she was like, we need to find a way to make sure your project is above a couple of $1 million. I forget, it was 2.5. Anyways, it was in the millions. And she's like, because you have several phases and it's a big project, we can probably qualify you to get the insurance to cover different categories when it comes to investing internationally. Go to the website, you'll see the different categories. Folks, MIGA is the only positive thing I can see. If you're so diehard on investing in Ghana or investing in West Africa, only certain countries are covered under this insurance. Read about it. Get a community together. Have your project be over $1-2 million so you can get covered. Because what makes this situation qualified is because government officials were involved in this unlawful demolition. So that's one of the categories they cover within the insurance. Y'all hearing me? Are you guys hearing me? This is good stuff, folks. So do I encourage you to buy land in Ghana? If you're willing to take a gamble, sure. Is there still business investment opportunities in Ghana? Definitely. Where I am right now mentally is I see the opportunity when it comes to trading. Like the diaspora in the States and the Africans on the continent, we need to trade amongst ourselves. That's like number one. That's what I'm doing with kente cloth. I was like, well, if I can't do the land situation right now, I can start with kente cloth and make this international trade. It's on a small scale right now, but it's okay. It's going to get bigger. So that's where my mind is right now, is trading within our community. I don't know what's going to happen with my land. I purchased 2. One, I just got to wait for. The second one is probably very low chances that's going to go through. But on a positive note, folks, we need to trade amongst each other, number one. And 2, we need to move in large groups. So that's what the Chinese, that's what the Lebanese, and that's what the Europeans are doing. That's what they've been doing. So I don't want this to discourage us. because it is unfortunate and there's a lot of land scamming and fraud going on and injustice and lack of integrity and it's a lot of it going on. But I hope what I shared with the MIGA encourages you. And we should increase the vision. We should increase the vision. That's it. Because I fully accept, I knew, but now I accept the fact that we need to move in large numbers. If you're trying to move solo, it's just higher chances of this happening. Unfortunate things happening. Be encouraged. We need to operate in large numbers. Yeah. And let's stop over centralizing Ghana. Ghana, they do oversell themselves. But also we need to step up and understand we're in La La Land, okay? I was in La La Land before I went over. Now, when I went over, lived there, experienced their process, their culture, I'm just like, oh, okay, no more La La Land, but there's still opportunity. So yes, look into MIGA, Mega Multilateral Investment Group agency. Is through the World Bank. If you don't mind working with the World Bank, boom, you can literally go to their website and schedule an appointment with a representative, and that's what I did. So be encouraged, folks. But this is what it is. This is the truth. Okay, I'm just rambling now. So stay encouraged. Look into Mega if you want to get covered for situations like this when it comes to insurance, and we got to operate on a higher scale. Bye.